is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a awesome video battle report for you guys today. We're doing 6 Dread Knights on the table. Well, 5 Dread Knights and a proxy. I apologize. That's the keyword. 5 Dread Knights and a proxy versus the Demons Codex. Bunch of fucking robots on robots, big demons on robot crime going on in this battle report. So we actually got our boy Nick over at Alternate Universes Bluebell in Pennsylvania. So if you guys are in the area, Monday nights are gaming nights over there. A bunch of people go out. But if you guys are new to the channel and you like 40k, definitely hit the subscribe, like, do all the YouTube stuff, and all my Patreons. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I wouldn't be doing this without you. We have a wedding in 3 days, so by the time you watch this video, I probably already got married to the love of my life, and then we're already on the honeymoon. So I'm trying to record as many videos as I possibly can to get them out to you guys, so I can have some content coming up while I'm away. But there's a Discord if you guys want to join the Discord in the link below. And if you guys are Patreons, you get your own Patreon Discord specific to Patreons, and you guys get to watch all these videos ahead of time first before they hit YouTube. So you don't have to wait, a week, 2 weeks before they drop. You guys get to watch them every single time I make them. I put them right on Patreon first. So guys, appreciate it. If you guys want to get in the competitive scene, there's competitive dirtbags and Grandmaster dirtbags where you guys get to message me one-on-one, and we go over specific lists, tactics, ideas, and for Grandmaster, you get to chat with me one-on-one on Discord. So we can set up calls and do some coaching live. So this battle report is fucking insane. If you guys are Grey Knights and you guys are really trying to get Dread Knights to work, don't run 6 of them. I'm just gonna put that disclaimer out right now. Don't run 6 Dread Knights. It will piss you off, and you'll waste a lot of money getting all those models. The models are cool. I still like the baby carriers. You can really customize a lot of them because of Etsy. So here's a picture, just to kind of get it going. So here's a picture of all of our Dread Knights. We have the customizing. This one is the one from Etsy where you get to kind of put the tops on it. So it's basically the Dread Knight baby carrier, but it's 3D printed shoulder pads, helmet, chest guard, cape, and then everything else is basically the model. So, and then he's standing on a little dragon, and he usually has an upside down sword, but this time he has to have a hammer because they all have hammers. And this is the other customized. It's basically the same kit, just looks a little bit different with the head. Yeah, so they're both very similar, but it's the same model idea where you just put it on top of the baby carrier. This guy is running. This guy's standard, and this guy's standard. So we kind of put it up as 3 Grandmasters and 3 regular Dread Knights, all kitted out the same way with the flamers, side cannon, and hammers. We have one with it which has the sigil. We have one which is first to the fray, and then this guy is a stand-in because it's the same base size as our 3rd Grandmaster, which is just basic. So the list also has a squad of Drago with Terminators because that should be in every single Grey Knight list. Squad of Strikes because that should be in every Grey Knight list. We have a Voidsman at Arms Inquisitor unit. We have 3 Tech Marines, which this is actually another proxy, I apologize, of another Tech Marine. And then we have our Callous Assassin, who is still very good in 10th edition for Grey Knights, but that is our 2,000 point Grey Knight 6 Dread Knight list. So this was the meme that we were talking about on the channel for a long time now since 10th edition happened, and you guys will notice if I complain too much, please just leave in the comments below, but I do not like Dread Knights, and I will tell you why. So his list, pretty cool. He basically had what he had, which is super awesome painted. Nick just, it looked really cool having a fully painted army on the table. So he's got Sile, which is a lot bigger than my Sile. Like, this is the actual Sile model, and it's ginormously huge, tall, really skinny chick. He's got another custom Demon Prince of Corn, which has some enhancement ability, which I think is just the sword. He's got the Demon Chick, who's should be in every demon list because she's fucking insane. She literally did not die the entire game. 3 Brigands, because Brigands hitting on 2 pluses and +1 AP to the closest model is also very good. Unit of Nurglings, unit of Flamers with the Flamer leader, a Soul Grinder, and Bellicor, because Bellicor in demon list is still very good. Can't shoot outside 18 inches. So that was his list. Pretty cool demons list. So let's get into the board setup. We picked just the basic of basic missions. Control up to 3 for up to 15 points for primary, and then I think Chilling Rain for the secondary. So nothing really crazy, literally just playing a normal mission just to test out this list and his list. So we have this terrain setup. This is the alternate universe's new setup. It's not as accurate as it is at the tournament, which if you guys want to see the RTT video, that is posted up on Patreon. I think it's coming up on YouTube soon, but that's the new terrain setup for alternate universe. It's basically a kill box in the center, which I love, you know, just fucking everybody kill in the center. And it's got a lot of line of sight blocking terrain for shooting armies, so you can get lines, but you have to actually work for it. So melee armies are going to have a lot of fun at alternate universes, which you guys will see in the upcoming videos. So we have terrain set up 3 in the center, 1 behind each objective. They're all runes, so just assume that this little thing is a rectangle, which blocks line of sight. It's 2 inches tall, so you can walk through it. We did put down more of them. So we put down another one right here, which is a rectangle, but this is my deploy setup, standard. So we have Tech Priest next to the Grandmaster, Tech Priest next to the Grandmaster, and then another Tech Priest next to this Dread Knight. So we have 1 Dread Knight regular, 1 Dread Knight regular, the Grandmaster, and the first of the Frey Grandmaster is obviously in reserves. Same with Drago and the Terminators. We have our strikes up on the line, so that way they can scout move up if I have a secondary that I need, or scout move back, so that way I can tow the objective and get a sticky objective. And then the Tech Marines are really there just to buff up for 1 turn, +1 to hit, and can heal as well. Assassin's all the way in the back because he does anything to come down turn 1, so I put her on the table behind my head, sorry, in this corner. And then his setup, pretty standard. Brigands in the back, Bellicor with all the demons right around it. I have 1 regular Dread Knight. I was going to probably Rapid Ingress this one. Terminators, and then the Voidsmen obviously are walking on as well. So his setup, like I said, everything within 6 inches of Bellicor can't be shot outside of 18 inches. So he's got the Sile, Demon Prince, big fucking chick, the Defiler thingy, Soul Grinder, and then 3 Brigands in the back with Nurglings on the back here. And then he's deep striking the Flamers with the leader, and I believe that's all. So he basically is only deep striking this unit up here. So who gets first? I get first turn. So for first turn, we get, of course, capture enemy outposts, which I'm not getting turn 1, and we get bring it down. So really good secondaries for turn 2. So we didn't get really good secondaries for turn 1, and I can't shoot him outside of 18 inches anyway. So basically, we just run up this Dread Knight over here with the Tech Marine following because he has lone operative, so he can't be shot outside of 12 inches. 2 Tech Marines over here, 1 right here, 1 on the other side of the wall over there. I'm sorry, 1 here within 3 inches, 1 there within 3 inches, and then 1 on the other side of the wall here within 3 inches. These 2 guys just advance up. The yellow dice is the +1 to hit from the Tech Marines. This one advances up. This one comes in first to the fray within 18 inches of, I think, Sile I want to try and shoot. And then these guys scooch up just to tow the objective up here. I don't want to put too much forward because if he rushes forward, I can only miss once. So that was the big lesson that I learned when starting Grey Knights in 10th edition is if you put too much together, your opponent, all they have to do is just run at you because you can only miss one of those units. So the other one's going to die. So you don't really want to sacrifice 2 equal important units. You kind of want to give them a shittier unit and a unit that you know is just never going to be charged unless they can roll a 9-inch charge. So for us, I kept the Strike Marines as far away as I possibly could. I only committed 1 Dread Knight over here. So that way, if he's going to commit me, that's basically going to be like a 10-inch charge if he goes straight forward and then over this wall, which is 4 inches, and a Defiler can move over a 4-inch wall. So I was smart where, all right, if he moves forward, I'll get rid of the mist on this guy, and then I'll keep the strikes down there and just hope that he can make, a 9 or 10-inch charge, or doesn't make it, but that's my theory in my head. And then this guy is just down there. Now, on his turn, he gets, we don't get any secondaries on turn 1, by the way. But we do keep them because, again, bring it down is really good for his army and capture enemy outposts. I think I can steal his home field objective with Drago coming in turn 2 or coming down within 3 inches with one of my units. So that's why I kept capture enemy outposts because it's just such a good secondary for Grey Knights. Sorry, let me pull up the fucking score. There you go. So on his turn, he gets extend battle lines, which is super easy for him, and then deploy teleport homers. So he's not able to get anybody within the Holy of the Center. He can't get anybody within my control in my deployment zone, so he can't really get deploy teleport homers, but he did get extend battle lines pretty easily for 5. And this is where he ended up everybody. So he basically starts committing down to this zone over here. Sile scooches up, this Steam Prince moves up, everybody stays within 6 inches of Be'lakor. I did spend 1 CP to get rid of this Dread Knight out of dodge, so it's back into reserves. And now I can start kind of committing and moving up to shoot people within 18 inches of Be'lakor now, because again, I can't shoot him outside 18 inches because of his stupid Shadow of the Warp. But we have really nothing on the objectives. We only have our home objective and this objective in the center. So what does he do? He shoots all but 2 of the strikes. So I killed the one on the objective because I didn't want him to just keep shooting me with Be'lakor, the chick, the brigand. So I kept the guys behind the wall so that way he couldn't just keep fucking shooting my squad. So I took the guys from the objective off the objective, and I left I think there was only 1 guy that was alive after his shooting phase. So I have 1 strike squad that is alive after turn 1 of shooting. So he did make the home field objective turn 1 though, because it was sticky. So that backfield is sticky. He then just ran up here to try and make this sticky next turn, as long as he passes his battle shock, which I don't think he does. Drago comes in up here because again I have capture enemy outpost. So if Drago comes in up here, the Nurglings are behind this wall. I'm 9 inches away from Sile, 9 inches away from this brigand, 9 inches away from the Nurglings. So if I charge the Nurglings, kill them, and then pile onto the objective, or at least pile into this dread and touch the objective, I can at least steal the home field objective from him to get me 8 points on turn 2. So we commit into shooting Sile as much as we possibly can. We commit into everything down in this bottom corner here. We got 1 Grandmaster Dread Knight, 1 Dread Knight, 1 Grandmaster Dread Knight, and 1 regular Dread Knight. We deep strike 1. The other one came in from Teleport Assault. This one, how the fuck did that guy get there? So he was over there. Oh, Teleport Assault, duh. I'm playing Grey Knights. How the hell did he get over there? So you pick up 3 models at the end of your opponent's turn, then we deep strike him back down in your turn. So this guy is on the other side there to get line of sight onto this brigand. And then these 3 Dread Knights come down here to get as much as we possibly can into this fucking beast of a character right here. So we make 1 charge onto her. We stay outside of 6 inches so Be'lakor can't countercharge me because that would be bad. And if I can steal this objective, that would get me bring it down, and I would be able to steal his primary as well on turn 2. So we then wind up killing. So we make this charge. We shoot everything into her, and I think we only take her down like 4 or 5 wounds. Yeah, she goes down to 12. So we did 8 wounds to our shooting, which is 3 damage for side cannon shots and 1 damage for the flamer shots. Now the flamers aren't the best into the demons, just anything toughness, I guess 10 or higher. What's the strength of a flamer? 8, 6, strength 6, something like that. It's not the best. So we went on 5s, no rerolls, and then the side cannons hit on 3s, but if he has stealth or something like that, you're gonna hit on 4s. We have no rerolls. And the only buff I was able to put out was this guy, because the Tech Marine has to start in command phase within 3 inches of a dread. So this was the only dread on the table that I was within 3 inches of, so he was actually able to hit on 2s. And then 3s in combat. So he's the one that I'm committing. He can advance and charge because he's a regular dread, so he can advance, shoot, and charge, which is cool. But we make the charge with this guy, and we fail the charge with our Grandmaster. Shit, do we make our charge with both of them? I think we do. And that's how happy I am about it. So that's what happened. So the dread is right there, right? We then roll the charge, and I charge him outside here, because again, I don't want him to countercharge, and I leave enough space for this dread to get in, and I actually roll 9 for that dread to come in as well. So Drago obviously makes his charge because he needs a 6. So he makes his charge on the Nurglings. We get like a 10, so he rolls 13 or something for +3 to charge. We charge Drago into this dread, 1, 2, 3 into this dread, and then the other one into this dread, and then this on the other side of the wall into the Nurglings. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then after the Nurglings die, 4 on the objective, which they worth 12, and he only has 8 on the objective. So I already have 3 on the objective, so that's 9, which I have 1 more than him. So I technically already control the objective. But if I kill the Nurglings and kill this dread, I'll be able to consolidate on the objective to then control with 17 for OBSEC. That's what's so good about the Terminator squad is they're fucking 17 OBSEC with a character in it. And then we make both of our charges down here. He has 1 CP, so he's not able to countercharge with this guy. So we have this is what I'm talking about. So we shoot 2 Grandmasters and then 2 Dread Knights into this monster, okay? Take it down to 12 wounds. And then we charge it with 2 of them. One with a Grandmaster that gets to reroll all hits, all wounds, and all damage rolls because it's the Grandmaster gets it once per turn. And the other Dread is +1 to hit. So he's hitting on 3s with his hammer, strength 14 or something. I spend one CP. And I do tank shock because I hear that's a thing with Dread Knights is you want to tank shock people. So we tank shock and we get 1 5. I forgot to roll 2 extra dice. So we roll 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think it's 13, 14, which I think I just missed. And then extra 2 because you're over their toughness. So I might have missed out on like 2 extra dice, but I don't think it would have made a difference. I roll 1 5 because of the tank shock. So I spent 1 CP. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll do something. I mean, she has a 5-up invuln save to mortal wounds, but still, I only roll 1 5 for the tank shock. So that kind of sucked. And then I rolled 2 more because of I missed the tank shock. That's what it was. So I missed 2 more. Okay, so that might have been the damage. So I wounded her twice, and I rolled d6 +1. So I rolled a 3 into another 3. So I do 4 damage or something to her after she makes all of her 4-up invuln saves, and then she has 5-up feel no pain. So all of that, she basically takes like no damage. And then she comes back and fucking kills my Grandmaster. So both of my guys do 4 damage total to this chick. 4 damage out of the charge with a tank shock and 2 charges. Full rerolls to hit, wound, and damage. And we do 4 fucking damage. I hate this shit. So this is the same thing that happened to the Necron list that I played against Dan. 2 Dread Knights charge into a Ghost Arc and fails to kill it, even while tank shocking. So that was an eye-opener for me. Again, wow. Okay, he rolled hot, but not hot because it's a 4-up, 5-up. Like, what? All right, whatever. We're done. He then kills my Grandmaster. So it's just this Dreadnought locked in combat against 2 big-ass monsters and the monster that just won't die. 2 Dread Knights back here. Dread Knight in the center. And that's it. So his turn, he gets deploy teleport to homers, which I believe he kept for the flamers, and then he got engaged on all fronts. So the flamers came in up the top here. He then had my deployment zone, so he got 5 for deployed teleport homers, and then he got engaged with them as well. So he was able to get 1, 2, 3. He wasn't able to get Bellicor on the other side of the terrain here, so he was only able to get 3 zones, which he got that. And this Defiler moved up 8 inches, and then he charged my other Dread over here. This guy is still stuck in combat with my Dread. Bellicor scooted up in case he wanted to kill the 2 Dreads that were over here. He, I believe, shot one of them, which then sigiled away. And then I spent 1 CP to put the other one into strategic reserves. So we misted one, and then he shot the other one to kind of get it away from there. You know what? Fuck it. He didn't do that. He I spent 1 CP to mist away my Grandmaster, and he charged the other one. So that's how he got there. So he moved up within 9, so I misted away one of them, and then he charged the other one and killed that guy. So basically, I'm about to be down 1, 2, 3 Dread Knights, almost 4 Dread Knights on turn 2. So yeah, he's really good at killing Dread Knights with D6, you know, plus 1 damage on all of his vehicles. We got 2 Tech Marines back here just kind of chilling. We have a Assassin just waiting to do secondaries. The other Dread Knight's up here waiting to either kill the Flamers or come down and help out his buddy in the center. Drago's causing havoc on his side of the table with the Brigands. And then this chick just won't fucking die. So on our turn, we get Storm Hostile Objective, which we weren't able to kill her. So we weren't able to steal that. And then we didn't have enough OPSEC in the center to get the center objective. So we got 0 for that. And Assassinate, again, we try to commit into her, try and kill her. And we just couldn't kill her. Sio, I believe, on turn 1 or turn, I forgot to mention this, didn't roll a 2+ to get back up. So Sio actually died on turn 2 from Drago shooting at him. So Sile died because he rolled a 1, and then his other Demon Prince charged Drago up here, and he actually, there he is right there. So he moved up, charged Drago's unit, some crazy enhancement with his Coenen weapon, like hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, shit ton of attacks. He rolls 6 1s. I was like, oh my god, like we just it was such a crazy dice game. But he rolled 6 1s to hit with no rerolls and just fucking whiffed against Drago. And then Drago turns around and just stabs him in the heart and fucking banishes him back to the Chaos Gods and killed the fucking Demon Prince back. Oh, that was brutal. So he charges in, doesn't kill anybody, and then Drago just stabs him and then he disappears. There's his dice roll right there. So 2, 4, 6, 7 1s and a 5 to hit. That was fucking insane. So now he's wiping up the squad down here. So this chick has 4 left. That was me trying to commit and kill her. Couldn't kill her. And then this guy, I think, has 16 left, so I'm not really touching Bellicor the rest of the game. This guy took me down to 4 wounds in the center. So yeah, she is just insanely hard to kill, and that's him moving his Drago kill of the day right there. All right, so what do we got left? We have a Grandmaster that came down from Teleport Assault because I spent 1 CP last turn and missed. We have Storm Hostile Objective, which I kept, and Assassinate, which I kept because, again, he has all characters, and I'm trying to fucking take over objectives. So we fall back, and I believe he can fall back, shoot, and charge because it's the Dread Knight special ability. So he falls back. This guy scooches up. The Tech Marine is on the other side of the wall here to try and do something. The other solo strike is still on that top field objective. The other 2 Tech Marines move up. I was hoping they can heal this guy, but it's in the command phase. So they can actually heal one vehicle multiple times now in 10th edition. So they could have healed 2d3 back wounds, but it's only in the command phase. All right, so now I think we're committing everything to try and take over the center. Don't think I'm really fearful of the Flamers up the top here. We have to try and storm hostile objective, which is controlling the center, and kill this fucking bitch if she'll ever die. So what do we end up doing? We fail the charge with this dread, which had the +1 to hit. And then we charge with our Tech Priest and our Dread, and then we tie the objective here, and we're not able to control it because we're OBSEC 5 and he's OBSEC 5. So this fail, which kind of sucked. We take him down to 6 wounds. And over here we charge this Dread and blow this one up with Drago and everybody. So he then still has this chick still alive on 2. So that was awesome. That was the turn where we got 0 and 0. So for Storm Hostile Objective and Assassinate, we got 0. And then we got 0 because we couldn't kill her and we couldn't take over the objective. So his turn, he gets no prisoners, which is awesome for him. And bring it down. So also perfect for him. So no prisoners, bring it down is a good combo, especially with 6 dreads on the other side of the table. All right, so Bellicor is controlling this objective down here. This guy is still kind of chilling right there. This brigand is scooching up to kill the assassin on the top of the wall right here. This guy backed up, can't do anything when you fall back, but he kind of left room for her to come in and just finish off my 2 dreads. Brigand scooted up away from Drago up here, kind of fell back. Flamers moved up over here to try and kill the tech marine that was on the other side of the wall here. And the Voidsman came in down in this back corner here just to wait for some secondaries. So instead, he shoots the flamer into the Voidsman to kill the Voidsman, so I can't do any secondaries. This dread got picked up and brought back down over here with Sigil. So we actually procced... No, he didn't proc Sigil. This guy got teleported salted on our backfield objective to try and clear out these flamers, because if he got, you know, take over backfield, capture enemy outpost, I didn't want him to get that, so I had to deal with the flamers on the back home field objective because there's nothing back here. Assassin got picked up and brought back down because she lived from the brigand over here. This strike is still alive somehow, not really doing much. And then we have our Grandmaster move up. She obviously killed the other dread that was on the objective over here. Yep. So she charged in, killed this brigand, or killed this Dread Knight. So she's killed, I think, 3 Dread Knights herself. And then this Dread Knight finally moved out. Tech Marine moved up. So that way he has 2 wounds. He has 6 wounds. How are we going to kill these 2? We then charge in with the Tech Priest and the other dude and finish off her finally. And it took me to the last wound to do it. So after the Dread Knight charging in, full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound, and full rerolls to damage, doesn't kill her, and then the Tech Marine does all of his attacks, and finally the last attack that does 2 damage, I think it was the Plasma Cutter or whatever, he failed the save, and then he failed the 2/5 up Feel No Pains, and finally killed the Dread. So even 2 or 3 Grandmasters going into her, 2 Dread Knights, and 2 Tech Marines, finally the last wound killed the I keep forgetting her name, Shalaxi. It was just brutal. It was so bad. Like, you make a dread that is made to kill other monsters and vehicles and does not kill other monsters and vehicles. That's why I don't like running them, and I don't think I will ever put them on a table ever again. There's just so much to bringing units and stealing objectives and going through walls and hiding behind terrain, more than a Dread Knight that can't kill a fucking monster vehicle. But besides the point, he got 5 for no prisoners, 4 for bring it down. On turn 4, he got 0 and 0 for assassinate and secure no man's land. And for us, for our primary, we honestly been holding primary most of the game. So we had 5 turn 2, 15, 15, 15. And our last turn, we had aerial denial. So we basically just kind of camped down in the center there. And then we had engage on all fronts. So we put our assassin in the top corner. We have our other dread down here. We have Drago and his unit over here. And then I think we brought up and brought back down Drago over here. So we have Drago over here. Assassin got brought back down over here. Dread over there. And somebody on the other side of this. So we get 5 for engaging all fronts, 5 for aerial denial because we have our Tech Marine just kind of chilling in the center. At the end of the game, all he has left is the big Be'lakor in our deployment zone with 16 wounds left. So we basically just ignored him most of the game. His Shalaxi did most of the work anyway. So out of 6 dreads, he kills 4 of them. He kills 3 regular Dread Knights and 1 Grandmaster Dread Knight, and then he kills 2 Tech Marines, all of our Voidsmen, and I think the 1 solo strike is, I think, in this back corner, and the assassin's back here. So yeah, definitely a tough list. End of the game, he kind of scooches up and just kills the Tech Marine just for shits and giggles. He gets assassinate for 5 and secure no man's land he gets for 2. So that's the final board state. So at the end of the game, we have 50 for primary. So we did pretty good for primary because, again, he has not a lot of vehicles or not a lot of units. I don't have a lot of units. So basically just, again, Grey Knights are just super good at kind of getting all over the board and teleporting everywhere and controlling objectives, sticky, all that stuff. So we had pretty good primary game against that. Secondary game struggled a little bit, but we had 34. We had 2 turns of 0, which is not good. So 34 out of 40. And then for him, he had 20 out of 50. So he had 5 every single turn. He was able to control most of the time this bottom objective most of this game in the center. So he had bottom in the center most of the game. So he was able to get 5, 5, 5, 5, and then on secondaries, he actually got 29 out of 40 for secondaries, which was pretty good. He only had 1 turn of 0. Everything else was 5, 8, 9, and 7. So pretty good for a secondary game. Finished up, we didn't put the 10 for battle ready, but it would have been 94 to 59. Going into Grey Knights with Derek. So that was the end of the game. This is the end of the board state. Again, I just don't. If you guys are watching this video, it's because you probably saw the meme. It's like, all right, what the fuck can they do? And the answer is not a lot. So this is not a competitive list at all. This is a super fun list. Just kind of test out and put 6 big dreads on the table. I did focus fire a lot, and the focus fire just doesn't do anything. AP1, I don't have any pudging fire. I don't ignore cover. The only flamer would ignore cover, but it's strength 6. So it's very hard. It's good to kill infantry, but it's still only 1 damage, 2d6. There's been so many times where you roll under 5 on a 2d6 dice roll and you just don't do any damage. And charging in, the regular dreads hitting on 4s, unless they're buffed up hitting on 3s, with only 5 attacks, you're still going to hit maybe 3 to 4 times and only wound 2 to 3 times. So, and then most of the times you're going into, they're going to have a 5-up invuln, 4-up invuln, whatever it may be. And then they're just going to save it. So it's not a good trade on our part. They are only 180 to 185 points, but I just don't see them getting their points back easily like other squads would. And they just die. So anything with D6 damage, they're usually just going to fucking get murdered. There's a lot of Space Marines army out there that have melted guns that get full rerolls against monsters and vehicles, so they will literally just die against us. They are a 2 up, 4 up, but the amount of times that you can fail a 4 up save, like we only have 13 wounds, but if 2 of them go through, 3 of them go through, they're probably going to kill your Dread Knight with some melted guns. So that's my take on the Dread Knight list. Hopefully, if you guys are running Dread Knights, you're having fun with them. I just don't think I'm going to be running Dread Knights in a competitive scene with Grey Knights. Mainly, it's all infantry, and also it stops them from bringing a bring it down target. So if you don't have any vehicles in your list, they can't get bring it down if they're using tactical. So that's a little advantage if you don't run any dreads. The Tech Marine, I think, would be better with a Land Raider. I did test out the Land Raider and 2 Tech Marines. A Land Raider and 1 Tech Marine is fine, but I think a Land Raider would be better suited for Grey Knights than a Dread Knight. I think it has more damage output with the D6 plus 1 last cannon shots from 48 inches away, hitting on 2s, and I think it's strength 12. So I think and it's super hard to kill. So the Land Raider, I think, would be more beneficial than 2 Dreads or 1 Grandmaster in the list with Grey Knights. So I do have a video on that. It's actually on the channel with it was against Nids. So check out Grey Knights versus Nids, and it's a Land Raider build if you want to go check that out. But leave me in the comments below what you thought about this video. Do you want to see more meme shit like this in a competitive setting? I will test out whatever you guys want to test out. If you guys are Grandmasters, you got to message me and kind of say, hey, I want this to be played and tested out live, so that way I can actually play it for you guys, and you get to see me run it on the channel for you guys. So appreciate it, guys. Leave me in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, what we can improve on the channel. Head over to Discord if you guys want to go talk about 40k, and if you guys want to support the channel, have more videos like this come out on a rapid basis, head over to Patreon if you guys are in the competitive scene, competitive and Grandmaster Dirtbags. But guys, I appreciate it. If you guys are going to LVO, definitely come up and say hi to me. Wish me luck getting married, and our honeymoon will be back in the middle of November, and I'll see you in another video soon. What's up, my Patreon? So thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you guys are new here, there's so much content coming up on Patreon. We're going to continue to grow the channel. We got other dirtbags joining the channel to make it a huge camaraderie Dirtbag Nation for you guys up on the Patreon. We have other factions joining the Dirtbags as well. It's not just going to be specifically 4 factions that we play all the time. We are really good at those 4 factions, but we have other really good players joining the Dirtbags, and we really want to grow the channel as much as possible. And it really is all thanks to the support from you guys donating, getting competitive Dirtbags, the Grandmasters. All of you guys are just, thank you so much. This video is really just made to give thanks to you guys who are either joining as you're watching this video or have joined over the past couple months. You guys have seen me live at tournaments and GTs, and even have flown out and met me, Cooper, to basically just hang out with us all weekend. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. More is going to grow from the channel in 2024, and I just can't wait to grow the Dirtbag Nation as much as we possibly can. So again, thank you so much, and appreciate you joining the Dirtbag Nation.